Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Can you just put in the chat box whether you can actually hear me? I'm just testing my microphone. Sometimes it's been working and sometimes it hasn't. So as soon as you see me, those of you who are here, could you just let me know whether you can hear me? So welcome to tonight. Good to see you all. I'm back and nice to be here. And tonight we are inviting Archangel Haniel to come in and be part of the group. And she is very much the energy that supports your intuitive development, your spiritual development. Thank you. Glad you can hear me. As you know, sometimes my microphone goes on and off. I'm glad it's working. That's really good. Thank you so much. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Cole. Hi, Linda. Great to see you. Good to be back here. So, yeah, so tonight, Haniel she's to me a very light and loving energy. And if you've got any questions, you've got any thoughts, intentions around maybe really you being able to really tune in and use your clairvoyance, your intuitive gifts, your sacred feminine energy. It's really, it's very much sort of right now happening that this energy is very strong, especially sacred and feminine energy. It's really, I'm sure that you as women are aware of that growing power of women standing their ability, bringing their sacred feminine energy to the world to balance what has been very much a male dominated world, and how much power that we have and how much that brings. So it may be something around that. And also Haniel is known for working with the energy of the moon, which is interesting. We had a super moon a couple of nights ago. So very interesting. So set your intentions for tonight. What is it that you would like that energy to come through for? I mean, it can be really for anything. Set your intention around it for whatever you want to heal, to attract, to manifest. Doesn't matter. Haniel will help you in the way that she helps all of us. Hi, Jules. Thank you. Yes, I'm happy I'm back too. Okay, so let's get going. Just making sure you're seeing and hear me. Yes. Okay, good. All right. So think about something you want to set your intention around, that you want to change, to attract, to create. Remember, you're the creator of your life. And whatever Haniel will bring will add extra energy to help you do that, or help you manifest something to help shift your energy or build it, or whatever it is that you will need. Attract someone in to help you, however that's going to work. So she's also especially about, if you're wanting to bring more people like friends into your life, if you're wanting to have more of a circle of friends, she's pretty strong in that area as well. But I think as women, and particularly given that this webinar is at a time of year when people start to set goals and you start to think about what is it I want for the year, for next year, for whatever, it doesn't matter what time of year it is, and we're always setting goals, but particularly now, if there's something you're imagining for next year that you want your intuitive gifts, your spiritual, your intuition, your clairvoyance to help you with that. In other words, you want to bring your soul messages through, not just have it come from what you think you want. But maybe that's an intention. That's something that I was doing today, which is, when I set a goal and I think, well, what is it that I want to have show up next year? And I set it from here. But then when I drop down into here, into my heart and into where my soul can come through, actually something else comes through. So it's an interesting thought. You might want to set that as an intention, that what your soul really wants you to be doing, which can be quite different than what your ego or your thoughts want, let me tell you. Okay, it's a thought. So set your intention for what it is you want. Now I'm going to ask you some questions to just evaluate before we start, so that you can evaluate before and after. So when you think about the thing that you want, get it clear, write it down if you can, be specific, and or just imagine the thing that you want. Now I'm going to ask you some questions, which are, out of 10, how possible does having this outcome feel right now? Right, so how much do you believe, how possible does it feel that outcome can come about? So right now, this moment, as you think about having that thing, check in with yourself. How does it feel? Out of 10, how possible does it feel? Just write down the number, and we'll come back and check on it later after we've finished. Hopefully it's different, right? The second question is, when you think about this thing you want, what emotion comes up for you? So what emotion do you feel? What comes up? Is it doubt? Is it fear? Is it sadness, or is it, detachment? How do you feel? Or maybe it's like hopeful sometimes. We hope that something will come about, but we don't really believe it. And then what level of emotion is that? So what level of hopeful do you feel? So is it really hopeful or just mildly? So out of 10, for example, how much fear do you feel? Or how much doubt do you feel? Or whatever the emotion is. It could be that you feel happy, but not really happy. Because generally when we're setting an intention, it's something we want, but if it hasn't manifested, then there's something that isn't quite in alignment. So what we're doing tonight is bringing that into closer alignment through this process and having Haniel come in and bring her energy through. And the last question is, where do you feel that in your body? So where do you feel the emotion? Because it tells you sort of where it's located. So where do you feel that emotion? Where do you feel that? It could be resistance, could be doubt, could be fear, could be sadness, could be any. It could be hopefulness. Where do you feel it in your body? Where is the strongest sense of that? And just take note of that so that you can evaluate, you can actually get a sense of actually something has changed or something hasn't. Hopefully it will change. And that's good because, doing this work, often you may not be able to tell immediately that something is different, but if you can evaluate it within yourself right now, and you know that something has changed, because we know vibrationally speaking, when you change, so does what you attract, so is what you're putting out, the waveforms or whatever they are, the light, the energy, the vibration is different, then something different will show up because you're doing the creating. All right, so now let's get to it. All right, so first, finding yourself in a comfortable place. Take a couple of deep breaths in. Breathe right down to your belly button. And breathe out, either through your mouth or your nose, whatever you like. And as you do, allow yourself to relax. Breathing in deeply again. And just allow all the stuff that's been going on in your body, in your mind, in your energy to just breathe out. Just breathe it out. And now bring your awareness to your heart and imagine that you can breathe into your heart through your chest wall and breathe out the same way. So close your eyes and just focus your awareness. This is bringing your awareness to your heart field. And just breathe into your heart and breathe out the same way through your chest wall, in and out. This is bringing your focus and your energy to the biggest field in your body, is your heart field, the most creative, the one that gives you access to interdimensional space and time. Just breathe a little more deeply than you might normally. And as you breathe out, just let yourself just relax down, either into the floor, into the chair, on the bed, wherever you are. With every breath out, just allow yourself to relax down. Your body relaxing, head and shoulders relaxed, chest relaxed. And your head is light, moving upwards at the same time. And now bringing your awareness to feel to someone you feel grateful for in your life. So thinking about someone, it could be a person, it could even be a pet, it could be a baby. Sometimes just thinking about a young kitten or a young puppy is enough to bring that sense of gratitude, love, appreciation, and allow that to just well up in your heart. As you think about them, allow the feeling to build in your heart, the feeling of love, of gratitude, how much you appreciate them being in your life. There's a kookaburra outside my window. It's my favourite bird. Must be a sign. And allow yourself with every breath to relax and allow that energy of love and gratitude to begin to flow throughout your body. Every time you breathe out, the energy of your heart field opens, relaxes, and expands and begins to flow outwards. You don't have to do anything, just allow it. You can imagine it, your heart field, which is a field of energy emanating from your heart and just gently flowing outwards, in front of you, behind you, to both sides, above and below you. Allow it to expand out into the universe with no boundaries. Head is reaching into the universe. Feet are putting roots deep into the earth. Body relaxed. And mind expanding. Allow yourself to drift and float in the universe, supported by the love of the universe, of God. And I am tuned into all the people on this call and all the people in my group who, present or not, and everybody who will ever watch this webinar. Your intention is to be loving and to be connected to your guides, in this instance to Archangel Haniel. You may ask her in your own way, invite her in by name to be with you as I've invited her in to be part of this circle. And so now if you are watching this, you can either stay where you are and listen to what is happening, or you can do as I do, which I'm about to do, and that is you can watch me draw the energy as it changes. So if you are drawing with me, get out your pen, your paper, so you can draw what comes through. Helps you to stay focused, and you may get some personal information as you do that, but you don't have to. You can just stay relaxed and stay where you are. And if you're doing that, notice what you notice that happens within you. So whether physically you notice tingles, you have visions, colors, you may hear things, you may go to sleep. That's okay too. Just notice what happens for you. That's your job. All right, so I'm just going to change cameras. And this camera has changed. Hold on, I'm just going to bring it back where it should be. All right. And what I'll be doing is drawing what happens, what I notice in the energy field of this group as a whole. And as you know, I will. You may draw exactly the same thing. You may have something else that comes through to you. And what I'll be doing is tracking the patterns that I notice, drawing them as best I can, telling you what's happening, and then looking for what changes, so that actually I'm sort of tracking the energy changes as they happen, and drawing them. And you can draw your own if you are inclined to do so. All right, so I'm just going to notice what's happening in the group. This circle represents everybody who's in this circle. And this is what we will, the things that we will be seeing are only the interpretation of the energy patterns that I am noticing. They're not necessarily representational. They may mean something to you, they may not. What's more important is what you evaluate afterwards and what shows up in your life. And that's your job, is to notice that. Okay, so I'm just noticing Archangel Haniel's energy, and I am going to notice what pattern shows up. So there are two things that I notice right away. So what I'm going to do is just draw what so what I'll draw is what I notice, and then I will notice why I'm noticing that and ask, well, how does it need to change? So there's actually two things. One is that there's actually a lot more people on the circle, on the edge of this circle tonight. There are more people than actually are generally part of this group, which is okay. That's fine. What I notice is that there are actually a lot of different energies. And I'm just going to notice why my attention is going to that. Okay, so some of you who are watching this, you need to have your intention more clearly set. You're either part of it or you're not. If you are not part of this group, then you need to move out. If your intention is not to actually be part of it, I will set a boundary. I don't know why I'm being asked to do that. I'll just ask. Okay, so for some of you who have not experienced this energy before, it's going to be a little different for you. So this is just giving you more of a buffer in which you can experience and drop into this space. So it's helpful for you. It's going to help you drop into an experience you may not have had before. All right, so just going to notice now what's happening within the group as a whole. Okay, so the first thing I'm seeing tonight is an eye. I'm seeing an eye. So I notice why. Okay, so this is to do with insight. Let me notice why this is coming through. Right, and so what I notice is for some people, their insight is not, you are developing your insight. It's sort of like the lid is a little closed. I'm going to notice what I notice about that. I think some of you are a bit scared of your insights. There's a feeling of fear. So some of you are a little afraid of what you might know, what you might see, what you might experience if you were to really fully allow yourself to know, to feel, to hear all the things that you were capable of. All right, so I'm just going to notice. So that's what I noticed, and I'm going to notice how that can be different for you. Obviously, Archangel Haniel is the supporter of really wanting all women, all people to really use their intuitive abilities, their clairvoyance. Okay, so what it takes me to is actually the heart. So it takes me to the energy of the heart. And I'm just going to connect the two. In other words, what I get is the feeling that you don't really trust yourself because it takes you out of being in your heart. So if you were to connect to the energy of your heart, the energy of where your power is, where your trust is in yourself, where God speaks to you, where your soul comes through, and connect that into your insight. This is really your third eye. Okay, so this is working with your third eye. So I'm going to connect the two. In other words, I'm going to connect the two energies. So what happens here is, what's the transformation that needs to happen? So first of all, just being drawn to the feeling of being a bit scared about what you might truly be able to know and do, and connecting back to your heart, which actually, for some of actually this energy here, when I connect in here, this is absolutely to do with feminine energy. This actually is not just your physical heart or even your heart energy. This is actually like a portal. It feels like it goes back to many of you who have experienced persecution. So this is a healing process. That's why you don't want to do it. Right? It actually takes you back to a time when you may have been persecuted for having these abilities. We all know about that. So this is a healing process that's the reason why you have fear. It's not just what goes on right now, it comes from another time. So let me just notice what needs to happen. So I'm just going to bring the frequency 5, which is beautiful unconditional love. So just dropping that into the field here. And this is like nurturing mother's love. This is like unconditional love with self, which obviously is the opposite of fear, and bringing you back to the energy of, it's almost like the energy changes and relaxes, and I feel more relaxed, and I feel like a sense of, blossoming almost. So if we think about, so what the message I'm getting from Archangel Haniel right now is for you to be able to step into your sacred feminine energy and the power of that. That is absolutely and completely linked with your ability as a woman in your feminine energy for your clairvoyance, your intuitive gifts, that they go together. And the unconditional love, the feminine energy of unconditional love, that not being afraid of your gifts. That sacred feminine energy is about bringing and connecting in with your intuitive gifts. So I'm just going to notice now what I notice here. So I'm just going to, I don't quite know how to draw that, but I'm just going to show that there was actually another time here. It was like I went in, this is sort of like a portal to another time. It was past time. And I'm just going to write frequency 5. I'm just going to put a 5, frequency 5. And now what happens as a result of that is the energy of this has changed. And that's what I'm looking for, is what's the transformation. That something is, if it's changing, then the energy has changed within you. So let me just notice what I notice about how that's different. And your job is to notice what's happening within you that you can determine. Some of you are really sensitive. You'll notice things. Others of you may not, and it doesn't matter whether you notice anything or whether you don't. It's changing within all of us. So I'm just tuning in to the patterns that I'm noticing or what's showing up. Okay, so I don't feel anything happening here anymore, which tells me that the energy's gone out of that whatever was there is no longer there. The pattern is different, and that's all I need to know. I don't really need to know what it's become. It just isn't the same as it was before. It doesn't feel the same. So I'm just going to notice now what else is occurring. I'm getting like a bunch of images happening at the moment, so I'm just waiting for them to sort through as to, because I'm getting like moon, I'm getting a book, image of a book, I'm getting a few different things. So I'm just waiting for that to sort of formulate into something that to settle on it. Gosh, there's a lot going on right now. All right, so I'm just going to, because I actually can't, it's unusual for me I can't actually tell the difference between them. So I'm just going to draw everything that I'm saying. So what I'm saying is this, followed by, it's my interpretation. There's this circle, it's like a moon, but I don't know if that's what it is. There's also what appears to me like a book. So I'm just going to go with that until I can actually determine what it is that I'm seeing or being told. I mean, you may get the understanding better than I am. Notice what's coming to you. Notice what it means to you. It may mean more to you than it's meaning to me. This might be something very specific to you. It's not really meaning anything to me right now. So I'm just going to go with, these are patterns that are showing up. Yep. And what I know is that it doesn't mean that these are literal things. So what I often do in this instance is I'll just put my hand over the image I've drawn. You may do the same thing and just tune into what it feels like. What's the message? What's the information? Because everything is energy, light, and information. Okay, so this energy here, which feels like the moon, is exactly that. It is, as we know about Haniel, Archangel Haniel does bring the energy of the moon. So she is bringing that energy to you. And it feels like there's a frequency change happening as a result. And that's what I'm noticing here. It's like this frequency change that is within you, around you, moving through you, that she's bringing to whatever you requested, whatever you asked for. And what's this? Right. Okay. I get what it is. All right. So this is actually a message around your life story. All right. So I'm going to say this is your life story. So whatever it is, so the actual information that I'm getting this time, which is her talking to me, is saying you need to rewrite a part of your life story. There's something you want. There's something you want to create or attract. You need to be able to actually rewrite that story yourself. And to rewrite it means reimagining it. She's offering you energy, a different energy to help you do that. So it's actually a message to you. It's actually a message. The message is about with the energy that you get from this session tonight, that you need to rewrite a story, reimagine it, retell it the way you want it. Imagine you've already moved down the pathway to receiving the thing you want. Rewrite the story in your mind. Create it as if it's already happened. And you know this, but something is very specific about to whatever it is you're wanting. Maybe it's that you haven't actually imagined what that would be really like. It's something you want, but maybe you haven't actually stepped into what the reality of that would be, to own it, to feel it, to experience it, to actually talk about it as if it were already true, rather than be hopeful. That's what I'm getting. All right, so think about that, what that means to you, and whatever you set your intention around tonight. So after this, you can do it. If you're listening, you can actually think about that, start to imagine it right now. It's like she's showing me this vision of, imagine that you are, so what I'm seeing is, like, imagine you're walking through a field and there's something that you want that's already happened. I don't know why it's a field. I guess it's sort of, she's trying to show me that you need to imagine it in your experience, that it's an experience that you have already had. It's already in your memory, as if you remember it. And maybe you haven't actually really done that yet. You've just hoped for something, or thought that would be nice, or wished for it, but haven't actually walked in the shoes of having it, or imagined walking in the shoes of having it, or experienced it. So I wonder what that would be like, right? So that's your message. That's the message to you, is that you need to create a new story, because the story you're using, and use the energy that she's offering, which will help transform and bring it, it's like she's giving you extra energy to actually create that thing. Yeah, that's what I notice. So I don't hear anything else. I don't feel anything else right now. Feels like you have a job to do. Me too, whatever that means. And I'm just having a look for drawing a card. Yes, seems like, not really sure. Oh, yes, that one. Okay. Right, let's have a look. So, Haniel. Message from Haniel. Okay. What does animals mean to you? So there's a message from Haniel here about animals. So interpret this however you, do you have a strong bond with animals? Do they trust you? Maybe are you someone intuitively that connects with animals? If you're watching this, maybe it is really important to you. Maybe you have had an animal who is wanting to talk with you intuitively through your clairvoyance, through your senses, who's been trying to talk to you. Is it talking to you about your vocation? I don't know. So for me, animals, I don't have any animals at the moment. For me, this is more talking about what my spirit animal might be. That's what I'm getting from that, because don't have a strong connection with pets, or I don't have any pets. But this is, St. Francis of Assisi is also really well known for nature and animal welfare, that kind of thing. So whatever that's saying to you, maybe you're on track with something around animals. Maybe there is an animal around you. What does that mean to you? I think the other message is, if you have had an animal that has passed on, this is the animal talking to you, letting you know that they're going okay. And maybe Haniel asking you to connect in with them through your abilities. Since your abilities are more open, your intuition is more open, you're more connected in with trusting that and being willing to be open around it. And you may find that happens immediately. The energy of that is now different. Okay. There's something else. Just hold on. It's another frequency. Okay, so I'm getting a frequency which is it's actually a frequency that supports on a physical level, is to do with your circulation and your hormones. However, this is about the flow of information through your circulatory system, your hormonal system, helping with the magnetic and electrical biochemical sort of circuitry and strategies in your body. It's this green, emerald green. So don't know what that means for you, but I'm just going to notice, obviously as women, perhaps that's to do with balance of those systems in our body, the feminine. It's obviously, this is, if you're a man, you're ever watching this, this is for you too. But so what I'm getting for this is that this particular frequency, although it's often used in, it's actually in terms of your abilities to your intuitive abilities, your psychic abilities, your spiritual abilities, your physical body needs to be operating, particularly hormonal and circulation system, as a woman, need to be working well magnetically and electrically to have that your abilities online as well. So that's sort of like bringing the physical into line with the spiritual. All right, and that has just dropped into the circle for you, your body to make use of if it needs it, however much it needs it, and your body's own intelligence will decide. Okay, fantastic. All right, so I'm pretty sure now, notice whatever's happening for you within your body, physically, emotionally. If you're drawing, you're basically facilitating the same processes I'm doing, just in your way. Oh, I forgot to measure the level of consciousness. Anyway, I'll do it now. So you'll now measure the level of consciousness of the group before and after. So be between 500 to 550. All right, 5, 10. So I'm just measuring that using kinesiology. 540 to 550. 540 to 50, 550 to 60, 550. So actually, the level of consciousness now is 555. I don't know what it was before, I forgot to measure, but that's the level of consciousness of this group at this moment. Okay. So if you are, if you've been drawing, finish off whatever you're doing. If you are just relaxing, just notice if you're getting any messages. Colleen says she just got a message that says, moving forward fearlessly. Glad you are in a healthy way. Yeah. All right. Was that for me or for you, Cole? I think we both need that message. All right. So if you are listening and you've just been relaxing, take a deep breath in and out, and bring yourself back into your body. Bring yourself back to waking consciousness. Take a deep breath in again and open your eyes. And I'll just bring myself back on screen just to take you through, bring yourself back into your body. Although you can feel as if you were quite there, let me tell you that you probably were not. Your consciousness was elsewhere. Having experienced this myself, you can think that you are back in your body and then you can't sleep later. So here's what you need to do. Okay, so I'll just put myself back on screen. All right, okay. So if you are waking up, you've been lying down or you've just been relaxing, just wake up. What you need to do is rub your hands together. And then put your hands over your eyes, your palms, and then nice and warm and you've got the energy. Just send some energy through your eyes, you're just waking them up, giving them some healing as well. Let that penetrate right to the back of your eyes and repeat that again. You feel the energy will kind of waken up your eyes, relax them, but also wake them up. And then just tap your top lip. You're waking up your brain. This is the meridian that runs up over your head and down your spine. Take a deep breath in. Bottom lip, which is this meridian that runs, the energy pathway that runs up and down the front of your body. Just clearing and waking that part of your body up. And then what we do is a little bit of just gentle sort of slapping of your arms and your legs to wake your body up physically, sort of bring yourself back to being grounded. So just down the inside of your arm, turn your arm over, tap up the outside, what you're doing is just stimulating the meridians in your body. Your other arm. Down the outsides of your legs and up the inside. Breathe deeply. All right. That helps to wake your body up and bring you back in. Now we're going to do still a little bit of grounding to make sure you are fully back in your body. I want you to imagine somewhere you've been or somewhere that it's maybe on your property. It might be somewhere in nature. So it could be hugging a tree that you normally sit underneath. It could be somewhere that you go, the beach, the mountains, somewhere that you feel connected to the earth. Or you can just imagine right where you are, sending your energy down through your feet and bringing the energy back up through your feet from the earth, bringing earth energy into your body. But another good way is to imagine and think about somewhere you feel really connected to the earth. So if you're at the beach, imagine your feet in the sand. If feel where you are, somewhere that that where you feel very connected to nature and to earth. Smell what it's like being there. What do you notice? Is it is it the negative ions at the beach? Is it the the smell of the bush? Is it what do you notice? Where are you? What does it smell like? What can you feel on your skin? Is it the sun? Is it the wind? Can you feel your feet on the ground? If you're sitting down, feel your bottom on the ground. Dig your feet into the sand. Put your hands into the grass. Just feel the connection, your connection with the earth. And imagine that earth energy coming up into your body, grounding you. You feel, connected. If you've got your arms around a tree, you feel that you're part of that tree. Until you feel like you really have a sense of, I am the earth. I am connected to the earth. I am part of the earth. Breathe the earth energy up into your body. Breathe it down, any energy that you don't need, send it out to your feet. As you breathe in, bring the energy back into your body again. All right, that's good. Now, those of you who were here with me in the chat room, what did you notice? Love to hear your experience. As you know, people in the group who watch the replay, who have access to the replay, want to know what you've experienced too. That's part of the good part. For those of you who may have had your eyes closed and we're relaxing, I'll just show you my screen again so that you can actually see what I drew. So, once again, it's just a representation of the energy patterns that I noticed. So first of all, Haniel was drawing our attention to, your intuitive sense, your third eye, basically, and helping you noticing that part of you, your intuitive sense may not have been open to you because you may be afraid of what you see. People say that to me quite often, actually. I'm afraid of what might happen. I say, what are you actually afraid of? And I think it's sort of like that you might know too much and then you can't unknow it, or I'm not really sure. But I can really assure you that, knowing more is only to really be connected more to your soul and to other guides and spirits who want to support and love you. To be honest, that's been my experience. And that's really connecting you back to your heart. And this is definitely about sacred feminine energy of, really bringing yourself fully, spiritually, psychically, clairvoyantly into your power as a woman, into your sacred energy, and not being afraid of anything that might have happened in the past, connecting into some other time when you may have been persecuted or even killed for that. And then asking you, bringing in frequency 5, which is about love. So really that sort of cancelled out one of, love cancels out fear, right? So that's my interpretation of what happened there. And so it's on an energy pattern. So the energy of love and the heart came in order to help release the fear and allow you to step more into that energy. And then there's this combination energy here, which is really the epitome of Haniel's energy, bringing in a frequency that helps you recreate something that you've been thinking about or wanting. So remember, what you need to do tonight is to reimagine, as if it had already happened, something about your life story that you want to be different, something you want to create, something, use your intuitive ability and bring through the story as if it's from your soul. All right, allow yourself to really allow it to come through. So that's your job. All right. So what else did you notice? Have you got any other comments? What did you feel? What did you sense? Love to hear what happened for you. Oh, and I forgot the animal card as well. So, what's your connection to animals? How did that turn out for you? I mean, what did that mean to you? I thought that was quite an interesting one. I haven't had that card come out before. Colin says, thank you. That's what I asked for, my third eye to be opened. Okay. All right. You got what you asked for. Thanks, Cole. Wow. Very magic. I agree. Very magic. Thank you, Cole. Well, that's definitely, now your job is to notice and use your intuitive ability more. Notice what comes to you, especially in whatever it is that you set your intention around. All right. And I'll also be needing a name for this tonight too. Where am I? Here am I? There I am. Okay. All right. Been mussing my hair up. All right. Just turn this off here. And I'm just going to go and have a look at if you've drawn a picture. I'm just going to go and have a look at Facebook and see. I think someone might have put a photo up of what they drew that's different than mine. Aha. Linda did. All right, I'll show you what she drew. Thanks, Linda. Cool. All right, I like it. I'll show you guys how it looks. All right. Let me just first wait, hold on. Right. Just share that one. Okay, here we are. All right, so there's Linda's. So Linda says, interesting, my intention was around my hands and circulation. Well, that's very interesting. My pic is in Facebook. Yep, there it is. So isn't that interesting how that frequency came through around circulation? So, yeah, I guess that came through in a sort of literal way for you. Beautiful. I like the your love story, right? All right, that's going to be your new book, your new short story about what happened to you next year. That's last year as you write it. So rewrite your story. Almost looks like the sea, doesn't it, with the with all that frequency going across like that. Beautiful. Okay, thanks, Linda. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? I'll just Tanya says, I asked for my intention to begin appearing and to give me a sign of a dove and a bird. I was drawn to the birds on the animal card. Yes, that's what they are, is doves on the animal card. Give me a sign of a dove bird. Yeah. I saw a dove image yesterday as well. Well, there you go. Well, what's on this card is actually two doves. There's a cat, a dog, and two doves. So you definitely got the sign that you were looking for. Isn't that interesting that animal showed up when you were looking for images of birds or a dove to give you a sign? Fantastic. Wow. And met a kookaburra. That's right. We did, which is my sign of kookaburras are my sign, because I don't normally get them outside my door here. Not at night anyway. Normally I hear them in the morning. It's not usual for me to hear them in the evening here. That's why I commented on it. Where am I here? Yeah, that's why I comment on it, because it's not usual for me to hear them in the evening. So that's my sign of like when someone is telling me this is significant for you, or pay attention. That was interesting. Yeah. All right. So thank you very much. Anybody else want to make any comment on what you noticed, what you felt, what you experienced? I thought that was great. Good job. So your job now is to do your story, rewrite your story while you have the enhanced energy of Haniel, and while, you know, because it's your frequency is now different. Something about your energy is now different. Rewrite your story. Whether you do it in your imagination, I encourage you to do it in words. Whether you do it in your imagination, whether you just think about it, you know, but try to make it into, it becomes a memory, you know, or I remember when that happened. And I've shared with you at other times how I did that myself, and that's how I met my, you know, husband, and also had a baby. So, you know, and just not by writing it down, by imagining that it had already happened. So it's a powerful thing to do. Okay, so I'm going to work out a name for this. I think it will be Haniel's, I don't know, probably third eye, the moon, and your life story, or something like that. Oh, Janet, good to see you. Thanks, Jenny. I saw a little stream become a bigger one until it became a smoothly flowing river, which entered the ocean at the end of the circle. White cockatoos herald news and story. Wow, okay. That's interesting about the flowing river, because that's kind of like the image that I was getting, which was that flow of energy. Very same kind of imagery coming through, the frequency coming through in the same kind of imagery. That's great. Thank you. That's beautiful. White cockatoos herald news and a story. All right. What do kookaburras herald? I wonder. All right. Thank you for sharing. That's brilliant. So good to get your feedback and hear what happens for you, because I know so often I'm describing something and you've already got the same image in your mind, or something similar that you're, like I'm describing that and someone else is describing it as a stream, even though you haven't heard me say that. Many of you write to me later and say, I know that you got either the same image before I said it, which is pretty funny. I think it's really good. And good, same for tonight, asking for, you know, to see a bird, asking, you know, to have your circulation, and then we get a frequency that is specifically for circulation. It's not a coincidence, is it? So good fun. All right. Thanks, everyone. I think we're done for tonight. I'll be posting this in the group and in the Facebook group, posting the link there. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Oh, I forgot to do the questions. I'm just going to ask you again, just before you go. Think about what you asked for earlier when you started. And I'm going to ask you the same questions again, and I want you to reevaluate. So besides everything else you've experienced, I want you to check into what's happening inside. Think about the thing that you asked for. Out of 10, how possible does having this outcome feel right now? So tune in again to the thing you asked for. How possible does it feel now? And has it changed from when you started earlier on? So is it different? What emotion do you feel when you think about the same thing now? Whatever your intention was about having that outcome, attracting that thing, whatever it is, what emotion do you feel? And what's the level of emotion? So it might be still hopeful, but has it changed? So just tune in, think about the thing. This is your evaluation for when a frequency changes in your body, you can somehow evaluate how has it changed for you. And so what level of emotion do you feel? What emotion do you feel and what level out of 10? And where do you feel it in your body? Has it moved? Because when a frequency changes, when you're different, the same thing your body will respond differently if something has changed. And that's your way of really knowing you didn't do anything other than participate in this circle to have that change happen. So Cole says all were 2, 3, 4 out of 10, and now they're 8, 9, and 10 out of 10. Wow. Okay, great. Beautiful. So that's how you know something is different. And it doesn't have to be a lot different, even though Coles are very different, to know that something is different. Because what else have you done other than participate in this? So I hope that you got the change that you can evaluate so that you can really tell something is different and look for the change yourself showing up in your life. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Good to see you guys. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Come over and post in the Facebook group if you've got a pic you want to share, or send it to me and I can upload it if you're not a Facebook user or not savvy in that way, whatever. You can email it to me and I will upload it for you. And email me a little bit of information about what you experienced, like Janet did with what she was seeing and what Linda said with why her hands were in it, that kind of thing. Brilliant. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Tanya says, Merry Christmas. Yes, thank you. And same to you all. I hope you have a lovely, lovely break. Hope you're having one. And I'll see you again soon. And I wish you all the best. Sending you love and hugs. And thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all your support in the last couple of months. I'm very, very grateful. So look forward to talking to you soon and look forward to everyone being fit, healthy, tip-top, and ready to start again in our next session with a whole new view. So if you write your story and something happens, write your story down from tonight and watch what happens. And email me when something shows up and tell me. I'd love to hear it. Okay. Janet says, my back chill has evaporated. Wow, cool. So I assume you were having a back issue. Fantastic way, beautiful way to know that the energy's changed. Thanks for sharing, because that's just even more proof for you and for everybody else here. Something that we can't see, but we can evaluate and really feel like it really does make a difference. Okay, guys, I'll look forward to seeing you soon, and look forward to any other feedback that you've got. And thanks for being here. Lovely to be back. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. So I'll say good night. I'll say good night to all of you. If you want to, I'll just hang on a little bit because, as you know, just takes another couple of minutes for you to catch up to where I'm up to in the time delay in these webinars. So, yeah, okay. So I'm just going to figure out a name for this, which I think I'm going to call Archangel Haniel. Archangel Haniel's I'm not sure. I'll come up with something. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you again soon. And thanks for participating and giving your feedback. Lovely to be here. Bye for now.